thing that really stuck out to me during the entire play was that I didn't really have anyone to root for. Really, there were three separate groups, three different things going on, and it was interesting to watch and really fun to see. But it was kind of like a train wreck. I didn't. Hey, yeah, let's have this person win, which is just different than how I mostly watch things and read things these days, where I'm constantly trying to project myself onto someone. Here, I was just really enjoying the show, and while I couldn't project myself on anyone, I really got to see a lot of different ideas from the play and stuff like that. I mean, the first one I like to think, which may be a little mushy gushy, but that love is really difficult to control. You can try to project it onto people and control who does what, but in the end of the day, it's chaotic, it's random, it's crazy. And the other thing might be more of a reach, but the idea of a class struggle, possibly. So the lovers were all being controlled by the fairy king, and everything he was doing was just messing with them, and they were a lower caste to him. And then you had like the foil with the idea of that group of commoners trying to perform for the royal wedding, and how they gave like a terrible play, and like why are they doing this for the royal people, and what are they trying to prove to them, and why are they doing any of this? So it's two really interesting ideas I got to pull from the play. And then when I was reading through the play, obviously there's a lot of things I may or may not understand from this, but when Puck and Oberon realize that, oh, they may have messed up trying to force people in love, Puck states, then fate overrules that one man holding troth, a million fail, confounding oath on oath, which means that for every man that is true, there's a million that are not true. That kind of comes with the whole play. I mean, at the very beginning, Demetrius and Elena were betrothed, and then all of a sudden he's like, nah, I don't want that. And it kind of goes with also the idea of like they keep changing who they love and stuff like that. So it kind of goes with the idea of the play and what was going on throughout the whole thing. And then the idea of femininity and masculinity was prevalent throughout the whole play. It could seem that the woman had to constantly rebel from the men, and I'm not sure exactly what was going on during this time, but maybe at that point in time it did feel like the women had to push their own prerogative and try to represent themselves and push against the patriarchy and stuff like that. So that could have been represented in this play. I mean, Tatiana, she wanted to keep her prince, and Oberon was like, nope, I'm not letting that happen. And I mean, in the end, she ends up losing. But Hermia, she did want Lysander, and her father said no, but at the end, she ends up with Lysander. So I think it tries to show both ends of that spectrum to show that it's a continual process. We're still trying to do that and everything like that. And then a couple things about who was playing what within the play. So, and men were playing all the parts, and that may have helped the audience realize that this love is not real because it's men on men, and I don't know if it was taboo at that point in time. I assume it was. So maybe kept the audience from thinking, oh, they're actually in love. Oh, this is real. Whereas today we get to see that between man and woman, and I know it's society today, but you get to see that as a more natural thing. It's something you see in everyday life. And then a couple questions I'd like to leave off with is that Oberon says, all fancy sick she's is pale of cheer with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. So are the marriages doomed to fail because it's fake from that flower? And also, was it important that Bonham was turned into a donkey? Is that a specific type of animal or something like that? So interested in what you guys have to know. So thank you guys.